welcome you all to the next practical session. I, Mita Ingre, teaching you chemistry from Prabhat Kids School, Akola.
Properties of solutions, suspensions and colloids. Aim to prepare a true solution of common salt, sugar and alum, a suspension of soil, chalk powder and fine sand in water, a colloidal solution of starch in water and egg albumin in water, and further to distinguish between these on the basis of transparency, filtration and stability. Theory. A true solution is a homogeneous mixture of a solute and a solvent. Its components cannot be separated by filtration. A suspension is a heterogeneous mixture in which the solute particles settle down on standing. The particles can be separated by filtration. A colloidal solution is a heterogeneous mixture in which the solute particles do not settle down on standing. The particles cannot be filtered using filter paper but can be separated through a special technique called centrifugation. Materials required are 7 hard glass test tubes and 1 boiling test tube stand, 3 funnels, filter paper, test tube holder, laboratory stand, beakers, Bunsen burner, flashlight, common salt, sugar crystals, alum, garden soil, chalk powder, fine sand, starch powder, egg albumin and distilled water.
So children, today we are going to see for the properties of solutions, suspensions and colloids. We have already studied for all these in our theory part. Today we will see it how practically it goes with the concept of the theory. For this, I have few samples over here. Let us see what are they. First one is the common salt, that is the salt which we eat at home. Then sugar. Then we have alum crystals which we use at the home for purifying the water, children. This is the garden soil I have brought. Then the chalk powder. This is a green color chalk I have taken, so it is looking green. So it's the chalk powder. This is the fine sand and I have the starch powder. So children, we will be conducting one by one practicals on the basis of its transparency, that is its appearance, whether it is transparent, translucent or opaque. Then we will be seeing for its filtration, whether any residue is left out or it gets filtered, and the stability, that is whether the solution is stable or unstable. So let us start with the first sample, that is salt. So children, to make the salt solution, first I will take a test tube and add little water to it, right? And add the sample of salt. And let's shake it in order to make it a completely soluble. We'll make little more solution so that we can see for the filtration process also. Yeah. Yes, now the salt has got completely dissolved, children. See here. What can you observe? First, let us see for the transparency. Is the solution transparent? Yes. The solution is completely transparent, right? Now some of the solution we will put it in this setup of filtration. I have taken a conical flask and a funnel in which I have kept the filter paper. You can make this cone like this and just keep it over here. And I'll put a sample of this solution. So you can observe the solution is getting filtered and we will keep this solution over here for some while to see for its stability. What do you mean by stability, children? Stability means if the salt doesn't get settled at the bottom, then you call that solution as the stable solution. And if you observe the salt getting, or salt or any solute which you have added, if it gets settled at the bottom of the beak of the test tube, then you can call it as the unstable solution. Okay. So let us see for this filtration process. See here children, there is no residue left out over here. That is, the complete solution has passed through the filter paper. That means you cannot separate the salt from the water by the process of filtration. Right? Now, let us see if the solution is stable or unstable. Children, observe carefully. Do you see any residue settled at the bottom or any salt at the bottom? No. It is a clear solution, right? That is why we call it as a stable solution. So, this was the salt solution, children, which we had seen for the results, right? Next, we'll go for the other sample, that is the sugar sample. So, I'll take the sample of sugar over here. Again, I'm going to take water and make solution of the salt also. So, I've taken more quantity of water and I'm adding sugar to it. So, children, here I've added sugar. So, we are going to mix it. Now see here children, the complete sugar has got dissolved in it. Let us check for its transparency. Observe, the solution looks transparent, right? Now let us conduct the filtration process. So here I have kept the filter paper inside in this manner and we are going to filter the solution. And some part I will keep it over here in order to check it for its stability. See here children, the solution has got filtered and let us check if there is any residue left out. See here, there is no residue left out. That is, the complete solution passes through the filter paper. So here you cannot separate the sugar particles from the water by the process of filtration. Right? Now let us see for the stability. Here I have the sample and there is nothing settled at the bottom. This shows that the solution is a stable solution. So the first one was for the salt, second is for the sugar. Let us see for the third sample. Third sample is the alum crystals. Here, children, you know what's alum. Alum, which you commonly call it as the fitkari, which you use it at your home for cleaning the water. In the loading process, this alum is used where the fine dirt particles, mud particles, they settle at the bottom and you get a clear layer of water at the top. Okay, so this is what we are using for the for settling purpose of the fine mud particles. So we will use this also as a sample and I will add alum to it. Okay, so I've added fine crystals of alum I have added, and let's shake it in order to dissolve these alum particles in it. So children, see here. You can see the alum solution and it is a clear solution, right? Transparent. And let's see for the filtration process. So I'm adding a sample and a little bit of sample I'm keeping to observe for the stability purpose. See here children, it has got completely filtered. Here you observe there is no residue left out, right? That is the complete solution. It passed through the filter paper, right? And if you talk about the stability, children, see here, there is no deposit of any layer seen, right? Now children, when such properties are seen where we cannot separate the solute particles by the process of filtration, that is, the solution passes from the filtration very easily, as well as they are stable solutions and they are transparent. These all show the properties of a true solution. Now if you talk about the homogeneity or heterogeneity, let us see. Let me take first sample, and children, observe that. Can you see the particles of the solute in it? No, you cannot see the particles visible. That is, the particles of the salt, sugar or alum, they are not visible to our naked eyes, right? This is because the particle size is too small to be visualized by the naked eyes. That is, it is below 1 nanometer, right? That is why you cannot visualize the particles. Clear? Then if you pass a beam of ray from here, you will see that the path of light is not visible. That is, it tells us that the Tyndall effect is negative. That is, it will not scatter the beam of light because the particle size is less than 1 nanometer. And as there is uniform composition, children, it is a homogeneous solution. So, you can observe all the 3 samples which are showing the same characteristics. So, they are termed under the category of true solutions. Let us move to the next sample. Next sample is the garden soil, children. So, let's make the solution for the garden soil also. So, I've taken water in the test tube, and here this is the soil which I am adding. Let's mix it. Okay. Now children, can you see for its transparency? Is it transparent? Is it translucent? Or is it opaque? Can you see? Isn't it? It is opaque, right? Now, let's filter it and see. So, I have a setup for filtration process. I'll pass the sample and keep little bit of sample for observing for the stability. So, here. Okay. See, you can see that the water is passing through. Let's observe any residue is left out or what. So, children, see here. Now, complete filtration process is over, and let us see if any residue has left out. Yes, you can observe the soil in the filter paper. So, you can separate the soil particles from the water, right, by the process of filtration. Then, children, let us see for its stability. Here it is. You can observe 2 distinct layers. Now, these 2 distinct layers, they tell you that this is an heterogeneous mixture, right? And we are able to see the particles with our naked eyes. Now, this is because the particle size is more than 100 nanometers, and that is why we term it as the suspensions. Now, children, if I pass a beam of light through it, then it will scatter the beam of light. That is, the beam of light will be made visible, right? But once the particles settle down and a clear solution is left at the top, as I had showed you earlier, then from that clear solution, the light will not be scattered. So, whenever we perform the activity for Tyndall effect, always remember that you should shake the ingredients and then check it for the Tyndall effect. Right, children? So, can you tell that this solution which we have seen now is an heterogeneous mixture? Right? It is unstable because the particles settle at the bottom. Residue is left out in the filter paper. That is, it can be separated by the process of filtration. right? And the particles are visible to our naked eyes. So these were the properties of the suspension. So can we group this in suspensions? Yes. Let's see for the next sample. Our next sample is the chalk powder. So let's make the solution for chalk powder, children. Here I take water in the test tube and let's add the chalk powder to it. Yes, I have used a green color chalk. That is why, children, the solution is green. There is no other reason for it. Let's shake it. So see, children, here you can observe the chalk particles. They have started settling at the bottom also, and you see the solution. So this is translucent, or even any suspensions can be translucent or opaque also. Okay, so you can see slowly it is getting settled at the bottom. So we can call this as the unstable solution. Let us check it for the filtration process also. So here I have the filtration arranged for you, and let's add this over here. So children, and we'll keep this solution over here. Let it get filtered and then we will observe whether any residue is left at the back. So children, we are observing that the particles are visible to our eyes. That is, we are able to visualize the particles by our naked eyes. And it is an heterogeneous mixture because we can see clearly two distinct layers also over here. See again here, the particles have settled at the bottom, isn't it? And when it settles at the bottom, then you have a clear solution. And if you go for checking of the Tyndall effect with this clear solution, then you will not get the Tyndall effect positive. But for seeing the Tyndall effect for the suspensions, you need to shake it. That is, the particle should be mixed thoroughly, and then you check for the scattering of the beam of light. So you will observe that the Tyndall effect is positive. That is, the particles are big enough to scatter the beam of light. And what is the particle size, children? It is more than 100 nanometers. So it is grouped under the suspensions. Let us see for this filtration result, children. So here, you observe the residue of the chalk powder on this filter paper, right? That is, you can separate out these with the help of the filtration process, right? Now, let us see for our next sample, that is the fine sand. Okay, now here is a sample of the fine sand, children. Now again, I will make the solution for it. Little more solution, and I will take the fine sand. Just shake it with the help of the glass rod. I will try to mix it. So see, children, you can see the particles very easily, isn't it? Particles are visible to your naked eyes. It has already started settling at the bottom, so it is an unstable solution. As we can see the two distinct layers, that means it is an heterogeneous mixture, right? And let us pass it through the filtration process to understand the filtration process also. Before that, let us mix the contents well. And we'll keep the sample over here for seeing the stability again. Here, filtration process is going on. So children, we are observing that it is a heterogeneous mixture. The particles are visible to your naked eyes, isn't it? And they are forming the unstable solutions, that is the particles are settling at the bottom. They're showing, giving the Tyndall effect positive, that is they're able to scatter the beam of light. All these properties are nothing but the properties of the suspension. Let's see for the filtration of this last sample, that is of fine sand. Little bit is left. So yes children, let's see. Paper is become wet and very delicate. So here you can see the fine sand has got deposited up as a residue on the filter paper, right? That means you can separate the fine sand from the water by the process of filtration. So children, let us see for our next sample, that is the starch powder. So here is the starch powder and let's make the solution for it. So I will take a test tube, add water to it, and I will add a sample of starch powder to it. Let's mix it thoroughly. See here children. See here children, the solution is looking opaque. If you try to observe for the particles, we are unable to observe the particles in it, right? See here. Let us pass this from the filter paper. And I'll keep little bit of solution in this for observation, for its stability. Children, could you see two distinct layers? No, isn't it? That we will see if after keeping it for more time also children, for stability of the starch water. Here you can observe filtration process for the starch water. Now, if you look carefully at this, the particles are not seen in the solution, whereas you can observe for the homogeneous or uniform composition. So we can term it as the homogeneous. But children, this example of starch in water is a colloid because it gives the Tyndall effect positive. So when a beam of ray is passed through the solution, it makes the path visible, and that is why we call it as an heterogeneous solution. Now, how it is possible that we are unable to see the particles and still it is scattering the beam of light? Why it is not happening in the process of the solutions? This is because the particle size of the colloids is from 1 nanometer to 100 nanometers, and the particles which scatter the beam of light children is above 1 nanometer. So, though they are not visible to our eyes, but they are big enough to scatter the beam of light. If you take a sample and see it under the microscope, you will be able to observe the particles of this starch. That is why we term it as heterogeneous mixtures, and they come under the category of colloids. Let's see the filtration, whether you can observe the residue. So here I am opening it. Yes. See here children, there is no residue left out, right? So you cannot separate the starch powder from the water by the process of filtration. But is there any process which can separate this? Yes. Centrifugation is the process by which we can separate out the starch from the water. And what is centrifugation? It is based on the principle that when a solution is spun rapidly, then the denser particles are forced to settle at the bottom and the lighter particles float at the top. So if you keep it in the centrifuge machine and spin it rapidly, then you will observe that the starch gets settled at the bottom, and this is how you can separate it. Children, centrifugation we have learnt earlier that it is also used in the pathology labs for separation of the blood cells from the blood. That is, if you need the plasma layer for further investigation, so you can separate out the blood cells from it. You are using at your home when churning of the cream. Your mother wants to remove the cream, then she is using the mixer over there. So that is the process of churning. Even the same process is observed in your washing machines, where you are using the dryer to dry the clothes. So where there is fast spinning, that process is nothing but the centrifugation process. Okay. Now let us observe for its stability. See here children, there is no solute which is settled at the bottom. Thus it shows stable solutions. So now can we group this as colloids? Yes. So the samples which we have seen earlier children for the salt solution, sugar solution and for the alum come under the category of true solutions. Then the next, that is for the garden soil, then we have taken this for the chalk powder and the fine sand. These come under the category of suspensions, and the starch water which we have prepared, that is a starch sample and water, come under the category of colloids. So this is how we could categorize all of them as true solutions, suspensions and colloids on the basis of their properties of appearance, stability and filtration. So I hope children it is very clear for the solutions, suspensions and the colloids through these practicals. Thank you.
Following are the observations. Inference: sample A, that is common salt solution, B sugar solution and C alum solution are true solutions. True solutions are homogeneous mixtures. They are transparent, they do not show Tyndall effect, they cannot be filtered using filter paper. These solutions are stable and the particles do not settle at the bottom on standing. Samples D garden soil with water, E chalk powder with water and F fine sand with water are suspensions. Suspensions are heterogeneous mixtures. They are either opaque or translucent depending upon the size of the particles. If the size of the particles is large enough to scatter light, they show Tyndall effect. They can be filtered, they are unstable and particles settle at the bottom on standing. Sample G egg albumin and water and H starch and water are colloidal solutions. They are heterogeneous mixtures. They are opaque. The particles in a colloidal solution scatter light. They show Tyndall effect. They cannot be filtered using ordinary filter paper. They are stable. Particles do not settle at the bottom on standing. Precautions: use clean test tubes. Hold boiling tube with a test tube holder. Thank you children.